Pastels and gesso on watercolor? Today I'm using soft pastels on watercolor paper and smearing them with clear gesso to see what happens. I wasn't sure how the gesso would blend or react, but it created some really interesting textures. So let's get started. Okay, the first thing I'm going to do is come in with this embossing tool. I'm going to just put some marks in here. Had some luck doing this. I want these lines to come in when we put down the pastels mostly. I'm using some pretty good pressure here. I really want to get in there and get some good lines. And you'll see why when I put the pastel down. Okay, let's wet this paper down. Oh, there's a little purple in there. So we're going to keep these layers pretty light. I'm mixing a little bit of cerulean blue here with some Payne's Gray. That's going to be our main color through here. Just want a pretty light sky. I might need a little bit more of that cerulean down here at the bottom. I'm going to spray it down a little bit more and sort of let it do its thing. I'm going to lift out some of this color. I'm using my, this is the number 6 quill brush from, I think it says Master's Touch. I think that's the Hobby Lobby brand. I don't spend a lot of money on brushes, as you all know, because I'm terrible about being nice to them. So we don't do that. Okay. What happens if we add just a little bit of undersea green in there, a little bit? And then let's add just a little bit. Oh God, this color is so bold. A little bit of the English red, she said. We're working on the Woohoo cotton top press paper today. I'll take a little bit of that undersea green and mix it with some sepia. Okay, this is pretty cool green. I'm just going to go over here, kind of make some marks. I want that to be a little bit. I'm trying to keep this light because we're going to come in with the soft pastels and gesso, which I think you guys are really going to love. I've been playing around with that technique for a while, and I'm really grooving on it. Oh, that's really pretty. I'm going to stop right there. Let's add in a bit of some of these marks through here with our scrapey tool. I just love how it makes the lines fill in with the watercolor a little bit through here. Okay, I'm gonna let this dry and then we'll come back. So I've got this sort of brown tone color and this green tone. This is from the Jack Richeson's Dark 1 set. They do not have names. They have numbers. They had numbers, so I took the packaging off. So I cannot tell you what colors these are. We're going with brown and this sort of bluish gray, and you can see they look really cool together. So I think this will look really nice on here. So now I'm just going to take some of my clear gesso and just put a little bit in the bowl, my little ceramic bowl. And we're going to start with some pastel marks. I start pretty light at first. It doesn't take a lot. And you'll see why here in just a second. It's a very direct, immediate kind of mark making. I'll start with that. We don't want too many. Make sure our fingers are clean. So I'm just going to dip my finger into that. You can use a brush if you want. I've been kind of loving the smeary look of my fingers. I'm just going to get in there and sort of spread this out. The cool thing about this is that when you're using the gesso this way and adding it this way, you're putting down a layer also of a texture in the clear gesso, because the clear gesso had a little bit of texture to it. You're going to get the benefits of that. You're not going to have to seal this unless you go over it again with some more pastels, if that makes sense. But look at the embossed lines that are showing up when we scrape across with the pastels. You get those really cool lines. Okay, so this is definitely a really interesting way to build marks. And that's why I started off pretty light. I didn't really want to overwhelm everything with the same color. But now we can start adding in just a little bit more. We could also use our tinted charcoal pencils here as well, which I might do. But you can see how cool those lines are coming through there. And you can get it pretty dark, which is kind of cool too. This is clear gesso, so it's going to not, you're not going to be able to see it. Actually, let's come back in. We can also scrape into, because we have such light layers there, we can scrape back in with our scrapey tool, as long as it's still a little wet. Make some pretty subtle marks through there as well. So I'm thinking I want it a little bit more dark over here. So I'm going to add in, this is a darker, let me show you this one. This is going to be a darker, I guess it's kind of brown, but I think it will be a nice contrast and add a little bit more. So let's just add in kind of a lot. Let's add a lot. And let's add a little bit more of that blue in there. Okay, so let's come in with our gesso. Let's get in there and make some fun marks. I'm not sure if this is the way you're supposed to be using gesso. And I've seen people do it with gessoing the paper, which I think we might try next, is to tint the gesso with acrylic and then try that over top and see how that works. I'm going to put some more marks in here. Not too many. I don't want it to be all marks. And if you mess up, you can just go back over it. You can also scrape back in with a palette knife. Loving this Oahu paper. It's pretty tough. Withstands most of my crazy mark making ideas. Oh, I like that. I like those little white little bits in here. I'm going to leave a discount code so you can save 10% in the comments. I'll make sure to do that. Okay, this is the tinted charcoal and sand. I thought it might be kind of fun to bring just a little bit of some of these subtle, just a little bit of more different color through here. Don't want to add a whole new color, and I don't really have a color like this in the soft pastels. And it's fun to experiment with something different, right? Let's do like a mark through here. Oh, got a little wonky. I'll make some marks through there. So let's come in with this Rembrandt pastels, kind of a peachy color. I'm just going to add some bits of that through here. Am I going to add charcoal? I'm going to wait. Let's add some of this. I thought this was white forever. It's actually sort of a pastel-y purple, which really is kind of cool. We don't have any gesso up here, so we're just using the blend of the paper. But we could add some. Let's see what happens. I haven't. It's going to make it a little darker. So maybe we don't want it everywhere. We kind of like that. I like how you can see the watercolor underneath. And it's not really lifting the watercolor at all. but I don't want to get too crazy with texture through there. Get a little bit more of that peach through there. So I'm starting to get really interested in these pastels as far as how to use them with my work. I think it adds, this is the same, just another sort of orangey color. How to add this into my work without it being all pastels. I don't know that I like the look. I mean, I love watching other people create pastels work, but I'm not very good at it. This is sort of an off-white creamy color. I'm just trying to build up a little bit of the sky drama here. So yeah, we're gonna have to fix this, and you can use whatever fixative that you want. Okay. Okay, let's come in with our jumbo jet black charcoal pencil from Jerry's Artorama. I'm just gonna put like, I just want a mark coming through here. Maybe one coming down a little bit through here. And I think that's it. I think we're going to stop there. Thing with the pastels is that if you add too many layers, they start to fall off. And since we don't have a lot of gesso up through here, I'm going to stop there. Okay, here it is with a minute. I really like this. I'm loving using the soft pastels with the gesso in this way. I like how I can still see some of the watercolor underneath. I love the embossed marks and the lines we put through here. The sky. Love that little burnt or the English red up there. I kind of really like this like purple section going through here with the orange kind of mimicking back. So for these, I'm trying to keep the sky minimal and pretty light. And then we can come in with bold marks down below to kind of give us that atmospheric sort of perspective going on there. Yeah, I really like the marks that you can make with this technique. I like the charcoal pencil over it. I think that was really fun. Added just a little bit of color through there. Really looks nice with that sort of blue color. So you can be as bold as you want or as subtle as you want. This one I chose to be a little bit more subtle, but let me show you. Let me show you some of the ones that I just started with this technique, because I've been making some and putting them on my Instagram. So this was the first one I did, and you can see I got pretty bold with it. Like I just put all the colors on there and used a lot of soft pastel. This was the second one I did. A little bit more subtle, but still pretty bold, dramatic. And then I sort of settled into this sort of the light sky with the bold colors on the bottom. This one has a lot more white in it, and this is the one I did yesterday that had some reds and some peaches and purples and really kind of played into the mark making down here at the bottom. So you can see there's a lot of ways to attack this and make it your own. So let me know in the comments if you're going to try it. Don't forget to like and subscribe. I'll be back on Saturday with another video. I think we're going to stick to this Wednesday, Saturday rotation for a while because I have a lot of photo shoots coming up. So I need to make sure that I'm getting those done as well and still doing all the other things that I love to do. Okay? Thanks so much. Bye.